To keep it dry for Rob Davis.
Well, you know, they do have 36 footballs. They have 18 brand new footballs per half. And I know when I was coaching, I always said it was the job of the center to always snap a dry ball. That you don't have to. That if you're the center and if the ball is not dry, you can ask for a dry ball.
They're coming after it. Hendrick gets it off. 49ers signaled fair catch. Chuck Levy had to dive for it. Does he have fun? Didn't work, but we still tried.
Bill Potter takes his daughter Samantha to the office with him most Saturday nights. For Bill, that office is the projection booth at the Regent. The films change, but there's one line of dialogue that never changes. It's when Bill says, "I'm so pleased you came with me, Sam," that he's teaching her the value of her company. For nothing makes children feel better about themselves than knowing they're worth being with. You prepare them for life. We help prepare them for the day.
As Canada's auto parts store, Canadian Tire offers you even more. Like our Loan-A-Tool program. If you need an auto tool, just come to our auto parts counter, choose from a selection of specialized tools, and we'll loan you one at no charge. And there's more. You can also bring your brake drums and rotors to any Canadian Tire auto parts counter, and one of our staff will expertly machine them for you. It's convenient, and you know the job will be done right. Canadian Tire, Canada's auto parts store made better.
Introducing a wonderful world of new soup flavors made with ingredients most savory. The delicious, distinctive new line of soups we call Campbell's Special Selections.
Just give me 5 minutes. These days, you have to make the most of your time out. That's why Cadbury created Time Out, the new wafer snack with a delicious chocolatey wave.
Make your break a Time Out.
13-3, Green Bay leading. What do you think Brett Favre's doing?
He has one more try. He's trying to draw him off sides here. Watch, he's going to bend over there and talk to Dana Stubblefield.
Yeah,
That was one last try. Nothing's worked yet. Let me bend over there and just talk to Dana Stubblefield and see if I can get him to jump.
Young throws quickly outside. Pass caught by Kirby. Kirby gets outside the 20. Leroy Butler. Or more correctly, Leroy Butler.
Yeah, Terry Kirby did a nice job against Minnesota running. And, of course, he's kind of the pass receiving running back of the 49ers. And the 49ers like to have a pass receiving running back, and then they line him not only in the backfield, but they line him up outside as a wide receiver like they did that time to Terry Kirby.
2nd and 5. Ball to Kirby. Got a yard, perhaps. Bernardo Harris, first man there. An assist for Reggie White.
Yeah, Reggie White has kind of been quiet.
Yeah.
In fact, last week against Tampa Bay, we didn't hear Reggie White's name mentioned much, and we didn't hear it mentioned much today. Nor have we heard Gilbert Brown's name mentioned much today.
One play I can remember for Big Gilbert. Reggie, as they say, is not what Reggie used to be, but he's still pretty good.
Yeah, and and when he gets good is on this down right here. You watch Reggie White right here on 3rd down pass rushing.
Terry Kirby made the reception from Young, and Eugene Robinson saw it coming and cut him down.
Yeah, and the fans don't like that one either. I mean, that's the one that this offense has where they, you have 3rd and 3 or 4 and you throw a 1-yard pass, and that's never made a heck of a lot of sense, but they continue to do it, so it must make sense in that. It must make sense to them.
I know it doesn't make sense to you.
No, I mean, it drives me nuts. It drives me completely nuts.
Thompson's punt. Line driver to Robert Brooks, who retreats to the 30. Brooks got some room. Brooks gets a good return to the 49er 45. Stopped by Jim Schwantz.
Well, there's some action over in the other side. That was Buckley on the other side, away from the return. Two guys had him down and pinned.
Yeah. 13-3, 8:01 left in the third.
We've been through depressions, world wars, recessions, boom periods. We're very proud of our record over the last 65 years because it stands for something. It stands for commitment, it stands for competence, it stands for staying power through thick and thin. We think that heritage ultimately serves our investors well because it brings them a wealth of experience. That's why we believe with Spectrum United, Canadians can invest with confidence.
Okay, quiet on the set, please.
All right, a little to the left. No, camera left. Good, good. Okay, just a little more. Oh, I'm loving it. Okay, let's do it.
Roll camera. Speed. Mark it.
McDonald's bacon double cheeseburger, take 16.
Where's the burger? Not again. Where is the...
Right now, get a bacon double cheeseburger for only 89 cents when you buy any drink and fries at McDonald's.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
At 89 cents, they're moving quick.
The football playoffs are here. So bet on Proline.
What's the best part of making a big play? Making it to Don and Gene's highlight reel? Tune in tonight for something really special. Sunday Sportsline, your source for the entire NFL story.
Tonight at 11:30. Closed captioning of NFL football is brought to you by Valvoline Canada. Valvoline is tested on the track for superior performance in your vehicle. People who know use Valvoline.
You know, we always talk about these guys holding up. We never really talk about who they are, but this is who they are. And watch the job that they do on Buckley here. Curtis Buckley's number 28. He's going downfield for the 49ers. And I've always said they let anything go on those punt returns.
Levens took the pass from Favre and got a Green Bay first down to the 35. The San Francisco 35. Ken Norton made the stop.
And again, the Packers look like they're getting that speed thing back again. You know that that they had it in the first half, then they lost a little. Looks like the 49ers took it back. But sometimes, you know, a punt return, like Robert Brooks's punt return, can get that back for you too.
1st and 10, right at the 35. No blitz. Levens. Banged out of bounds by Hanks, but he got 9. Right now for highlights from today's AFC Championship game, let's go down to James Brown for a McDonald's game break.
Pat, it was a painful learning experience for young Cordell Stewart playing in his first NFC champion. Oh, come on, JB, AFC.
Packers back ready, 2nd and 1. Henderson. I don't know if he got it. Like he might be a half yard short.
You know, who made a good block on that play before was Ross Verba. He was on Chris Dolman. He blocked Dolman, and that was a block that let Levens get to the outside. He's really been for a rookie, big old 78 down there at the bottom of the pile. Looked like he just hurt his right hand, but he's really been a steadying influence on this offensive line. You know, when he became the starter at left tackle, that kind of solidified that offensive line of the Green Bay Packers and made them a more complete offense than they had been before they put Ross Verba in there.
They're going to measure again to see how close or how much the Packers need.
You know, this field is a very heavy field, and it doesn't look like it may be on television, but it's pretty slippery down there, and these are tough things to do. I mean, these are tough things to dig in and get short yardage and goal lines. These are not as easy to block as it is on a dry field or on artificial turf.
About 2 feet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in this situation if he goes for it. I mean, last time he decided he was going to kick, and then he came back and went for the hard count. I wouldn't be surprised that he goes for it.
It's
now.
3rd down. So you know he's going to go for it.
He's going to go for it on third down, yeah. But I think once you get inside this situation, I think it is a 4-down situation for him.
Well, I agree.
And if he ever gets a short yardage again, I think, a 4th down short yardage, I think he would legitimately go for it.
Far to Henderson, and Henderson gets the first down. Hit by Plummer. But he got inside the 25-yard line of San Francisco. Meantime, the clock continues to run.
And that's what Mike Holmgren is thinking too, is to control the clock. And you control the clock with your running game, with safe type passes, and you don't have to open up anything now. You just want to keep your offense on the field and keep their defense off. Their offense off the field.
Favre looked as if he was trying to hand off to one of the two backs. He went right between them.
And someone went the wrong way. Yep. And this will drive a coach crazy. Mike Holmgren was just getting to feel pretty good about things. They call a play, and then this happens. He turns to the left. He's looking to hand off the ball to the left. The back goes to the right, and then Brett Favre is just sitting there with it.
Nobody to give it to.
Watch, Dorsey Levens goes to the right. He was expecting Levens to go to his left, so then he just followed him around to the right.
2nd and 19. Kimura moves over and sets up on the right side. And Favre drops to throw it. Incomplete. Behind Henderson.
Yeah, see, that changes everything. Yeah. Now the 49ers can come in a pass rush, and now they get 3rd down. They can give the nickel. They can bring in Kevin Green. They can do all those types of things just because of a miscue by the Packers. Just, a back going the wrong way because they were starting to control things. They were starting to control the clock. Then a guy goes the wrong way. Now they're in long position, and now they're going to get these big yardage downs. Watch this. It's going to hit Dana Stubblefield right in the head. That's not even getting a hand up or anything. That's just a low pass when you hit the defensive tackle in the head.
Favre back to throw it. Lofts it deep. Caught and dropped. It was Antonio Freeman who had it and lost it. Tyrone Drakeford back there with him.
Tyrone Drakeford saying, no more of that. Here's Tyrone Drakeford. He's number 22. He's playing man-to-man on Antonio Freeman. He sees the ball, and right there, in fact, he not only got his right hand in there, he gets both hands in there.
And pulled it loose.
I know it. Watch. He gets both hands on that. Usually a defensive back will just put like one hand in there and try and rip it out. Tyrone Drakeford looked like he was going to intercept it.
Hendricks kick. A high knuckler. It's going to be down by Green Bay inside the 5 at about the 2-yard line. Good job by the punter. It won't show up as a statistically good job, but it is very effective.
It's Budweiser Super Bowl contest. If the helmets on your contest card match the ones on the screen, call 1-888-257-1237 to win a Dodge Ram Quad Cab.
63 floors up. 0 strings attached. 2 skeptics. 3 gripping moments. 1 broken law of gravity. And 10 inches too far. Equals 1 new height. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
I'm making this up as I go along. Which way do I turn? I'm not really sure. But I've had some help. So I know we'll make it. 1 step at a time.
We take the time to understand what really matters in your life. Investors Group.
In a clinic like this, I can't stop for a headache. The doctor here told me about Advil. It's tough on pain, and it really works fast. In fact, 1 Advil is so effective, 1 is often enough. And for cold and sinus congestion, there's Advil Cold and Sinus. It's tough on colds, like Advil is on pain. And now it's available without a prescription.
Advil and Advil Cold and Sinus. Tough on pain, tough on cold congestion. Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Hayes.
And I'm John Major. In this episode of Bon Voyage, we're off to the Far East.
Bon Voyage, weekdays at 4 Eastern Time on Prime, Canada's Superstation.
13-3 in the NFC Championship game. The 49ers with Terry Kirby, the deep back. We have not seen Garrison Hurst in the second half.
I don't see him down there in the sideline either.
That's Kirby behind the blocking of William Floyd out to about the 5. I don't know what's wrong with Antonio Freeman. He was the intended receiver when he got tangled up with Drakeford.
Well, they're trying to stretch something out, and whether it's the leg or the back or whatever, he's been down there and working on stretching. You see, in fact, he got one of those boots that they stand on,
Yep.
a stretching device.
Yeah.
His foot is up a little so that he can probably stretch the calf or the hamstring.
2nd and 6. Kirby. Terry Kirby moves it out close to first down yardage.
You know, Garrison Hurst had a broken collarbone, and he'd been out. It had happened 6 weeks ago, and he was just cleared this week to play. In fact, he had a CT scan. There he is right. Doesn't look like he's going to be in there. I don't think he's been in the second half.
No, he hasn't.
And, I wonder if something happened again to that collarbone, because you can see it's not just where they're putting Kirby in for him.
It's a steady diet of Kirby. Clock continues to tick down the seconds. 3:35 left in the third quarter. First down by Terry Kirby. Gets some breathing room for the 49ers.
And this is where, if you're going to run in the middle, you have to get big Gilbert Brown block. Now watch Chris Dahlman. He's the center. He gets a pretty good block there, and then Ray Brown comes down on him. So that's what they try and do. They try and get him, engaged with the center, and then let the guard pick him off the center.
2nd and 5. Young fakes to Kirby. Gets the ball out to Stokes. Terrell Owens, beg your pardon. They're both about the same size, Stokes and Owens, both big wide receivers.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to have to see more of this, more of Steve Young. I mean, Steve Young, at some point, if the 49ers are going to win this game, Steve Young is going to have to take it over. And he's going to have to take it over by doing things like that, throwing the ball, bootlegging, and then sometimes just keeping the ball and running and just keep getting first down.
First down, San Francisco. J.J. Stokes, the intended target, well out of bounds right now for highlights from today's AFC Championship. Let's go down to James Brown for a McDonald's game break.
Pat, it was a painful learning experience for young quarterback Cordell Stewart playing in his first AFC Championship game, forcing the ball into coverage, his third pick of the day. He also had a fumble, and Denver upends Pittsburgh 24-21. Back upstairs to Pat and John.
And in the NFC Championship game, only the 5th wild card team to advance to the Super Bowl, the Broncos. We'll see who plays them. William Floyd was the ball carrier. Did well to hang on.
And we talked about the quickness of Brian Williams, and you saw at that time. I mean, Williams is just going, as they start back here, he's just going to dart through. You see him right here? He just darts through, gets the penetration as they pull. He goes where the guy pulled from and came right in behind.
3rd and 14. The guards cleared, and he got there in a hurry.
And that's where speed and quickness really help you. I know Ron Wolf was talking about Brian Williams the other day and saying that his 2 most improved players are Brian Williams and Antonio Freeman.
Young to throw it. Flag on the play in the middle of the field. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Uwezike.
And the flag was thrown in the area where Terrell Owens was.
Holding. Defense. Number 36. 5 yards. First down.
Holding against Leroy Butler.
Hey, you're going to see Leroy Butler is right up there, and he's on Brent Jones. He just grabs him. He just holds him all the way.
Yep.
Again, for 5 yards, you can bump him and you can hit him, but you can't grab him and hold him. And I think he learned that move from Wayne Simmons. Remember when Wayne Simmons was a linebacker for the Green Bay Packers?
Sure.
He was an artist at holding up at tight end.
Reggie White getting a rest. Paul Fraze is the defensive end, and this is Kirby. And the Packer defense pursues well, led by Bernardo Harris.
That's the thing. One of the things when you have a good defensive line, especially when Gilbert Brown is in there, a lot of times they'll double team, and then when they double team Gilbert Brown, they'll free up the linebackers, and that's what Fritz Shurmur's defense is all about, where linemen take 2 blocks and then free up linebackers like Bernardo Harris to make plays like that.
Bob Kaburski in the middle of the Green Bay defense now.
Bob Kaburski out of Navy.
Right.
Naval Academy.
Second down and long. Young to throw. Has time. Brent Jones intended, and a flag on the play. And he did. Indeed, Brian Williams held him.
Brent Jones is just a target to be held. It was Leroy Butler who had held him the play before, and now it was Brian Williams holding, again, Brent Jones on that play.
Interference. Defense, number 51. First down.
There's Brent Jones. He's standing up. He's split out a little. Brian Williams, again, has good speed, and he can cover a tight end. He doesn't have to grab him.
Right.
You see what they call? He just put that right hand and grabbed Brent Jones's jersey, and you saw the 8 kind of separate from the 4 on Brent Jones.
First and 10. Young to throw it. Got away from one rusher. Dotson was in pursuit as Young threw it away. Owens, the intended receiver.
Everyone always has thought over the years that Steve Young is a lot tougher when he scrambles, and then when he scrambles to his left, that he doesn't scramble, and run to his right and throw as well as he does when he's running to his left.
I don't think there's much doubt about that. As we've seen him.
Yeah. I mean, that's when he, all his big plays, it seemed like over the years that I can remember, his scrambling plays or running and throwing have always been out to his left, including the bootlegs, too.
Second and 10. Terry Kirby gets a couple of yards. Reggie White.
Like Ron Pitts was saying, he talked to Steve Mariucci at halftime, and, that they wanted to stay with the run, and you can see that. I'm sure that's what Steve Mariucci, the head coach of the 49ers, who calls the plays. Both of these head coaches call their own plays, but they have to discipline themselves to keep calling runs, because any play caller, once they get away from the run and get to the pass, they have a tough time getting back to calling running plays.
3rd and 7. Kirby is the lone back, and Young fakes quick, goes deep. Pass is knocked away, intended for Stokes, who couldn't come down with it. Good coverage.
You can just look at that field, and especially on that side, Pat, that whole left side of the field over there is really slick. You can see the ball coming in the air. You can see the rain. And watch what happens to J.J. Stokes when he goes down. I mean, he jumps up there, and then once he gets down, that's all water and mud there.
Tyrone Williams, the defender.
And then those gloves get wet, the balls get wet, the hands get wet. I mean, these are tough passing conditions.
Thompson back to punt it. Brooks deep for Green Bay. Good kick this time by Thompson, but the wind's got it. It almost came straight down and then bounded out of bounds. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Green Bay 13, San Francisco 3. The NFC Championship on Fox will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
This is really great, you helping me out.
Well, that's what friends are for.
I would have rented, but you know how that is.
Yeah, right.
So, how'd you like the new Sierra?
Great. Except ever since I bought it, it seems I'm always helping someone move.
Yeah, well, it's not like I asked you to pack or anything.
Vortec-powered Sierra. 365 days a year.
Detective John Hobbs is searching for a murderer who cannot be found.
The book talks about demons and how they move by touch.
Because with each touch,
And at the execution, did he try and grab you?
Yeah, he did.
the soul of a killer escapes into someone new.
You leave my family alone.
I'm still having fun.
Denzel Washington.
You know I didn't do this. I know that, Hobbs.
John Goodman.
Hands up!
Donald Sutherland.
I know you know more than you're saying.
Fallen.
Starts Friday, January 16th.
Drink milk, love life, fresh and cold. Drink more of your energy. Drink milk, love life, do all you do, living with vitality. Drink milk, love life, drink milk, love life, drink milk, love life, drink milk. Drink milk, love life, drink milk, love life, drink milk, love life, drink milk.
21, Black John.
It's Jack.
You're a good man, Jack. Buy yourself something frilly.
Casino-rama. We deal excitement. Big time.
Green Bay 13, San Francisco 3. Pat Summerall with John Madden. The Packers leading. Brooks split wide right. Freeman must be okay. He split wide left. Favre gives to Levens. Levens has a blocker in front, and Dorsey Levens gets about 9, maybe got more. And now let's go down to the field and Ron Pitts.
All right, Pat, the word on Garrison Hearst is there's nothing wrong with him physically. This is simply a coach's decision. He's on the sidelines. He's not in the game. Like we said, we haven't heard anything about he's injured. He's just not playing because the coaches don't want him to play right now. Back up to you, Pat.
All right, Ron, thank you.
I don't know why the coaches wouldn't want him to play right now if he's healthy. I mean, I would... You know, because Terry Kirby really doesn't have a burst to get to the outside and can't do some of the things that Garrison Hearst can do. And if Garrison Hearst is healthy, they need him in the game.
That's Levens again. He has the first to the 35.
You know, Dorsey Levens was saying yesterday the reason that he thinks that he gets stronger as the game goes on in the third and fourth quarter is that he gets more patient. You know, that he starts to get a little tired, and then he'll let some of these blocks develop. I mean, you see Frankie Winters getting a block in there, holding things, Aaron Taylor getting his block, and then he'll wait for those things to happen, be patient, and then get in there behind him.
1st and 10. Favre to throw it. Maybe Favre to run it. Taken down from behind by Tim McDonald.
Yep, that's the old 8-man up. We talked about both teams doing that a lot because when you start running, you got to get some help, and you got to get the 8th guy up. The 8th guy always being the safety. Watch number 46, Tim McDonald. Again, he times it perfectly. Instead of the run, in fact, he ran right into the hole that they were faking. They were faking into the 4-hole. Tim McDonald blitzed into the 4-hole. It was a play pass. He went right beyond the runners and into Brett Favre.
Second, they need 13 for a first. Brooks was the man in motion. Up the middle, Kimura.
You know, one thing that the Packers do a lot of things well. That's why they're world champions, but they really protect the ball well. I mean, you know, their pass receivers, when they catch the ball, they give it their runners, Dorsey Levens, you know, Brett Favre just doesn't give it away. And the 49ers need a takeaway, and the Packers aren't in a mode to give them a giveaway.
3rd down. About 5. Look for Mays. Flag on the play. I think it was Earl Dotson again.
Yep, and I think that was Kevin Green was on him. Kevin Green, the pass rusher, lines up and again makes a little move, but doesn't go into neutral zone, and Earl Dotson jumps.
False start. Offense, number 72, prior to the snap. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
That's at least Earl Dotson's 3rd one, but watch Kevin Green here. He gives him a little move, and I think, see, when he moves right there, that's what Earl Dotson reacts to. That Earl Dotson was looking out at Kevin Green, watching him all the way, because that's the guy he has to block in pass protection.
And you know he has great respect for Kevin Green's speed around the corner.
And that's where Kevin Green is going to be. I mean, he's going to line up wide like he is here and just try and go right around Earl Dotson.
Brooks, the man in motion. The handoff is to Levens. And the Packers don't take any chances.
and that's probably why they take such good care of the ball, because they know that, that they can't give away a turnover now, because that's what the 49ers are looking for. That's what they're waiting and watching for.
Craig Hentrick back to punt it. Chuck Levy back deep. Take as much time off the clock as you can. Hendrick's kick is not bad. Levy at the 15. Shakes one tackler. And steps out of bounds at about the 15.5. So the 49ers will take over from there with 85 yards left to go to get closer.
This fourth quarter is brought to you by Scotiabank, where you can borrow money to save money with the Scotia RRSP catch-up loan.
So they tell me I'm behind on my RSPs. I tell them, right, I'm behind. So what are you going to do about it, they say. I say it's decision time. I say I'm going to do something. Because doing nothing is the worst idea of all. Let's see, what did it say? Borrow money to save money. Hang on here. The catch-up loan for unused RRSP contributions. Borrow 15, get back 6 in income tax, put that against the loan, pay back $170 a month, grows to $20,996 in just over 5 years. Over $70,000 in 25 years. This works. Decision made. We can do this, Charlie. Come on, let's wake the boss.
The Scotia RRSP catch-up loan. Call 1-800-575-8888.
Our Budweiser game summary. Turnovers, one big one by the 49ers led to Green Bay's only touchdown. Favre is 15 out of 25, 1 touchdown to Freeman. And the winner, of course, plays Denver in Super Bowl 32.
Yeah, this is what you get when you're a quarterback, Pat, and you're the 3-time MVP. You get 2 guys cleaning you. One guy gets each arm, and one guy that's cleaning there, right there, that's Steve Bono, the backup quarterback.
Bono, who, of course, played here for San Francisco and then went to Kansas City and now rejoins Mike Holmgren in Green Bay. Here's Steve Young, back to throw, gets it outside to Kirby. Kirby, not much.
Yeah, and the 49ers can't take advantage of the blitz. You know, we showed Tim McDonald blitz before on that one. Leroy Butler blitzed and did the same thing, and so Steve Young had to get rid of the ball. And anytime you get a safety blitz and you know that you're going to have man-to-man coverage somewhere and you'd like to be able to take advantage of it. That time, Butler blitzed and he had to throw one of those short ones that go for none yards.
So it's 2nd and 10. Young back to throw. Here comes the blitz, and Young is going to be taken down by the blitzing Bernardo Harris.
That time was Bernardo Harris, but it was the same hole that Leroy Butler had blitzed through the hole before that. And I think this is what you usually try and do to Steve Young. You want to blitz in this side and to his left side, so that if you do come free like Bernardo Harris does, that's the side that he's looking, that's the side that he sees. You see it every time, and because if he's going to bootleg, he's going to bootleg to that side, so he'd bootleg into you. If he's going to scramble, he's going to scramble to that side, and I think that's why right now the Packers are blitzing to Steve Young's left side.
3rd and 18. Long yardage for the 49ers. The Packers again showed blitz. Young gets it out, incomplete. No flag on this play. And Brent Jones is really upset.
It's not going to do any good. Eugene Robinson is in there telling him it's not true, but it doesn't make any difference. An official's not going to change at this point. Here's Brent Jones right here. You see him coming off the line. Right there, Leroy Butler hits him. I think maybe he does grab him a little in there.
Big protest by Brent Jones.
He's still protesting.
Yep.
Last week Brent Jones took a hit and cut his tongue, and he had to have stitches in his tongue during the game.
Another poor kick. bounces to Brooks, and Brooks fields it and gets to the 34-yard line of San Francisco. Packers take over in great shape. They lead by 10.
Man, just let me finish my Mars bar. Take your time. Time's up.
We asked people what they thought would best help them through the icy grip of winter. Chicken.
Chicken. Soup.
So Swiss Chalet's got a quarter chicken dinner with your choice of home-style chalet chicken soup or chicken and corn chowder. It's our winter warm-up, just $7.25. How's that sound?
Hot, steamy.
Come out to Swiss Chalet for the winter warm-up. After all, it's not good to stay cooped up too long.
You know, racing for interstate means my battery has enough power to run my car, as well as some other race necessities. Heck, I even had a big screen put in for my friends.
I want Steve, Frank, Mario, Tommy, come on, Mike. I guess that leaves Albert. Hey, he's your kid, brother. You take him. Come on, Albert.
Canadian Tire has always carried the best names in hockey. But even after 75 years, we like to think it's just the beginning. How far you go still depends on you.
Oh, I sure wish we had a guy like Albert.
Yeah. The NFC Championship game led by Green Bay 13-3. And look at the average starting field position this half.
Well, yesterday Mike Holmgren was saying how important that was going to be. And you can see what it's been for the Packers and against the 49ers this second half.
Dorsey Levens gets to about the 32, tripped up by Chris Dolman.
Again, the Green Bay Packers are thinking of, you know, everything, slowing everything up.
Yep.
You know, I mean, just taking the time, let that clock go, because the 49ers need 2 scores. And at some point, they're going to start, you know, having an urgency about getting the ball back. And they just want to play keep away here for a while as they're getting first downs and as they're getting another score. I mean, another score could put this game away.
2nd and 8. To 11. To the 30. Stopped by Ken Norton just shy of the 30. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, we talked about you know who's been hurt from and who's not. I think that Ross Verba has done a nice job on Chris Dolman over there. You haven't heard a lot of Chris Dolman. He hasn't been making a lot of plays, and they've been running on that side. And the pass protection, other than the blitzes, have been pretty good today for Brett Favre.
3rd and 5. They're 3 out of 9 on 3rd down. Levens is the lone deep back. Thomason comes in motion. Favre. Robert Brooks comes down with a clutch throw, and Brett Favre really hummed it.
And Brett Favre knows that's a big play, because we just talked about what they had to do. They have to keep the ball. To keep the ball, you have to get first downs. And here it is here. Now watch the protection. They get the blitz. He gets good protection in time to get that ball off, that slant again to Robert Brooks.
Just flicked his wrist.
Watch, again, it's inside there. Once you beat that guy inside, and they did it again to Marquez Pope, it's the same thing. And once you get inside him like that, Brett Favre is going to see it and get you the ball.
1st and 10 at the 20. Flags come flying again. Levens had the ball.
I wonder if that's Earl Dotson again. That would be his 4th, wouldn't it?
Offense, number 72 prior to the snap.
That's 4.
5 yards, still first down.
Well, they're sure messing with him right there. And again, you see, he just moved that time. I mean, Roy Barker moves, but Barker moves after Dotson moved.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football Leagues, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the NFL is prohibited.
I think because the field is so heavy, a lot of players are getting cramps. You saw Brian Williams there. Earlier we saw Antonio Freeman going through that, and it was a cramp thing.
1st and 15. Dorsey Levens. For 6 or 7 yards, and you're right, John. He finishes off a run.
Yeah, he finishes off a run, and it really helps when you have a big fullback like William Henderson leading you. I mean, you're going to see Verba here make the block right there. Watch Henderson, number 30. He finds a way to get out there, then he throws, and then that gives you the little lane so that you can finish off that run. But that's something, you know that you're winning the battle when you're going forward and the guys tackling you are going backwards and ending up on their backs, like Merton Hanks did.
2nd and 8. Levens again. And again, he breaks the tackle. Levens is going to have a first down and running to the 6 before Merton Hanks finally dragged him down. He says he gets stronger, and it looks like he does.
And they're pounding that same side. It's over there behind Verba again, that left side. They found something over here on this side that they like, and they just keep pounding it. Aaron Taylor making a good block on Stubblefield. Verba getting his block, and, of course, Henderson with a lead block. And then Dorsey Levens just getting stronger and stronger.
And did you see him protect the ball?
Yeah, and you see what Aaron Taylor's doing? He's a local guy, too.
Yeah.
You know, Aaron Taylor is the starting left guard here. This guy right here. But he was born here in San Francisco, went to De La Salle High School in Concord. 1st
and goal at the 6 as Henderson is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Levens has carried the ball 21 times for 96 yards. The 49ers have not allowed a running back to get 100 yards against them this year.
Yeah, but you know, when you play Dorsey Levens, there's probably a pretty good chance that that's going to happen because the Packers will get ahead, and then once they get ahead, then they slow down the game, and they give you a heavy dose of Dorsey Levens.
And 6 minutes left now.
And they found something over here that they like. Running in that area has been pretty good for them.
Looks like it's there again. Levens leans to about the 6 or 7. Plummer made the stop.
Aaron Taylor blocking downfield there, you see on Lee Woodall.
Yep.
But again, they're just getting in there behind Taylor and behind Ross Verba. Frank Winters handling that middle there. Chmura, you just see this is where they're getting it right here. See, Mark Chmura gets a good block right there. They get a lead to missed tackle by Tim McDonald, and then hard running by Dorsey Levens.
Verba got a good block, as you pointed out on previous plays.
I think Verba's been getting a lot of good blocks all day.
Favre is headed for the sideline. There's Ross Verba. He was their #1 draft choice. Didn't come to training camp, held out. But since he's been installed at left tackle, they've been a better team.
Yeah, and after he did come to training camp, he got in a fight in training camp every day.
Yeah. And that same thing occurred in college, so I hear.
Time is running out on the free preview of the new cable package.
You beat the system. We'll fly our final mission again.
You're near the finish. He's going to make
Talk about the end of your rope.
Just in the nick of time. Oh, it's gone!
You get these channels and more in one package for as low as $5.99 a month. The programs you want, when you want them. To order, call your cable company at this number. The free preview ends soon.
I will not accept anything less than a perfect quad twisting triple.
I will not accept anything less than 80 miles per hour.
I will not accept anything less than a shutout.
I will not accept anything less than 1 minute 17 seconds.
I will not accept any cod but Visa.
At the 1998 Olympic Winter Games, only the best is accepted. Visa, worldwide partner of the Nagano Games. Visa, all you need.
So, what are you doing today?
Can't say.
Well, where are you going?
Can't say.
If I hear that one more time, I'm going to explode. So what do those Golden Grahams taste like anyway?
Can't say.
Golden Grahams, indescribably different.
Unbelievably good!
Now you can instantly win one of 9 custom-designed snowboards or one of 1,000 pairs of cool sunglasses. See specially marked boxes of Golden Grahams for details. No purchase necessary.
Samsung's Compact Theater XXL puts you closer to the action with a wider screen and sharper focus from edge to edge. Discover the hidden inch. Catch all the action with Compact Theater XXL.
Stay tuned for the wacky antics of The Simpsons. Global's got it at 8 right after 60 Minutes.
It's a soggy day in San Francisco.
You know, when I was a kid, Pat, I always wanted to be that guy that drove that thing, that cable car. And you see what he was getting ready to do there is you turn it around on that turning thing. I always wanted to be that guy that did that.
Never happened, huh?
No.
Favre. Incomplete. Intended for Chimura.
Did you hear that flop in the end zone? It sounded like a fish flopping on the ground. Watch Chimura. He's gonna come in here, and they both go down. He and Rod Woodson. The ball's outside, but that was a heck of a mud flop.
A good slide.
Watch Antonio Freeman up here upside. It looks like he's getting a cramp in there. You see how at the end of the play that left leg of his just cramped up again.
25 yards out. And the field goal is good by Longwell. 16-3 now. The Packers lead with 5:04 left.
Get inside the numbers. Sure, you can get scores and highlights, but Sportsline gives you more. Get the story behind the numbers. Behind every great stat, there's a scoop. And with Jim Taddy and Gene Principe covering your favorite sports, you know you're going to get the goods. If it's happened today in sports, you'll see it tonight on Sportsline. It's sports coverage you can count on. Sportsline. Global's got it. Weeknights at 11:30.
The football playoffs are here. So bet on ProLine.
Ready for lunch? Wendy's Super Value Menu has a big variety of delicious food like our 99-cent Junior Hamburger Deluxe, Caesar side salad, biggie fries, and a big hot baked potato. And everything is just 99 cents or $1.39.
Better tasting food makes it a better value.
At 5:30, we are on the air with news headlines, a great entertainment report, and the 5-day weather forecast. Then at 6 o'clock, we deliver full coverage of Toronto's news. There's also a quick hit of global sports. And when 6:30 rolls around, it's a whole new show. Peter Kent hosts First National, which truly is the first comprehensive look at the day's top national and international news. So there's something for everyone. Whether you join me for global news at 5:30 and 6, or tune in for Peter Kent on First National at 6:30.
Closed captioning of NFL football is brought to you by Valvoline Canada. Valvoline is tested on the track for superior performance in your vehicle. People who know use Valvoline.
Back at the NFC Championship game, Green Bay 16, San Francisco 3. 5:04 left to play.
You know, the 49ers in this second half have only had 8 net yards passing.
That's hard to win winning.
No, and this Green Bay Packer defense and Fritz Shermer has come up with a heck of a scheme. When you can hold the 49ers to that and only 3 points, you've done a job on defense.
Levy downs it in the end zone. 16-3 Green Bay.
Over 30% of Canadians are in underachieving mutual funds. So how can you tell the leaders from the followers? The Scotia Leaders Program. It's a portfolio of 5 leading mutual funds from companies like Trimark, Templeton, and AGF.
Hello. Hi. You, got some mail.
Oh, yeah? Oh, that's my quarterly report.
Oh, really? You gonna open that, or?
Let's get dinner. The kids will be here in a half hour.
They're constantly monitored. Underachievers are replaced, so you have the confidence of always knowing you're in the leading funds.
Yeah, I told you got mail, right?
Yes.
You know what? You could open this, like, right now. It's already started. Look at that.
Invest in peace of mind with the Scotia Leaders Program. Find out if it's right for you. Call 1-800-528-3211.
Yeah, are you gonna open it, or?
More boats, more show, more fun.
Canada's biggest marine shopping spree.
The Toronto Boat Show.
Come and see over 8 football fields of fun at the all-new National Trade Center, all under one roof. With more than 1,500 boats, everything sailing, fishing, canoes, and cruisers. Plus, Jeep presents Lake Wow. The entire Coliseum floor's been flooded with 1 million gallons of water, 5 feet deep for live-action demos and more.
More boats, more show, more fun.
It starts Saturday.
The Toronto Boat Show.
January 17th to 25th, Exhibition Place.
Don't forget to play Budweiser's Super Bowl contest during the next NFL playoff game on Global. You could win a Dodge Ram Quad Cab. Look for contest cards and cases of Bud.
Green Bay 16, San Francisco 3. With less than 5 minutes to play, Green Bay has not allowed a touchdown pass in the last 30-plus quarters. Indianapolis beat them. And that's the last team to score a touchdown by passing against them.
That's what you do when you win a Super Bowl. You can just have a tattoo right on your arm that says World Champions.
Young to throw it. Gets it across the field. And the ball came loose. There's the great Jerry Rice, who missed most of the year, tried to come back. Fractured his kneecap. Says he'll be back. Said he could play in the Super Bowl, as a matter of fact, if they win.
Yeah, and he's been such an inspiration to this football team and to this entire community. I mean, everyone loves Jerry Rice. I mean, Jerry Rice plays the game the way it should be played, always has, and one of the best that's ever played his position.
Young is hit, and the Packers pick it up, and the 49ers pick it up. And let's see who got it. I think San Francisco got it back. Young was hit from behind by Reggie White.
By Reggie White. I was going to say, did you see the guy that caused the trouble? It was Reggie White. Remember at the end of the Super Bowl last year, it was Reggie White, and he does things like this. He's going against Kirk Strafford, and you think that Reggie White can't be Reggie White, but Reggie White can still raise some havoc on you.
One self-made individual. First-hand knowledge. 14 fractures. 3 gut checks. 0 room for error. 1 ultimate stunt. Equals 1 unsung hero. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Caller 42, you've got Santa.
Yeah, I asked for a new rug, and I got a toupee. That's not very funny.
I thought it was thoughtful.
It's the final week of Leon's Boxing Day sale with store-wide savings on what you really wanted for Christmas. It's the biggest event of the year with everything to gain and nothing to pay till $19.99.
And maybe next year Santa will bring you a nose hair trimmer.
Hurry in. Leon's Boxing Day sale ends this weekend.
Do you like legs? Good. Because right now at Red Lobster, a pound of hot, steaming snow crab legs is just $11.99. Hot legs for a very hot price. So walk, run, or crawl to Red Lobster Canada.
I love you, honey. I'm so sorry. I screwed up. I need to talk to you.
A powerful new Traders at 10, part of Global's Great Thursday, brought to you by the Cooperators.
16-3, Green Bay leading. The presentation of the George Halas Trophy will take place after the conclusion of the game, and it will be outside on the field. And right now, it would appear that it's going to be the Packers with a chance to defend their world championship. Here's Young back to throw it. Gets it outside to Terry Kirby, and there's nothing there. That's one of those you wonder why passes.
Yeah, you wonder why, and part of it is defense. And, we talked about the job that Fritz Shurmur has done. He's given a different look every down. He's rolled guys in and out, and he's just clamped on all those receivers. And the only thing that Steve Young has is those little short ones. And that's, and he's been able to, and as the game has gone on, and maybe it's weather, but I think a big part of his defense, too, his passes have become shorter and shorter.
4th and 11. Young retreats. White around the corner, force him to step up, and down he goes. Keith McKenzie took him down. Reggie White made him take that step forward.
Yep, and Seth Joyner was in there too in the ground. And this is one of these guys, Seth Joyner, that's been in football forever and has said that, that he came to the Green Bay Packers to get into the Super Bowl, and Seth Joyner's going to be going to a Super Bowl this year.
49ers have 2 timeouts left. There's Seth Joyner.
He's wanted to be here for so many years and so bad. And remember the years he played with the Philadelphia Eagles and then Arizona, and Reggie White was instrumental in bringing him here to Green Bay, or to Green Bay. And he said it's all about getting to a Super Bowl, winning a Super Bowl, and getting a ring.
Favre has Levens behind him, and he gives the ball to Dorsey Levens, who hammers down inside the 5. He should be getting close to 100.
And this is what postseason football is all about. You look at Green Bay's defense. They've allowed 492 yards. Only rushing yards are allowed 122. Only 1 touchdown.
1 touchdown.
And they've had 3 interceptions. And that's what defense really wins championships. I mean, and especially when you get weather like we've had here today, like you get in Green Bay. And I think you can't give enough credit to this, to Leroy Butler right there, the job that he's done. To all those defensive players and to their coach, Rick Shermer, the way he's mixed things up and called things.
Dorsey Levens bangs into the end zone. The Packers are going to advance to play Denver.
And they can start their celebration now.
Levens is the first back to gain 100 yards against the 49ers this year. 24 carries, 107 yards.
And that's the 8th time he's gained 100 yards against teams this year. Look at, everyone knows what this means to Seth Joyner. Everyone knows what this means to all the guys. But look at Reggie White. That is something. Reggie White hugging Seth Joyner. All they've been through for all those years.
Longwell's extra point is good. And Green Bay takes a 23-3 lead.
They can say it's about money and players play for money, but I say it's about championships and rings.
I want Steve, Greg, Mario, Tommy, come on, Mike. I guess that leaves Albert. Hey, he's your kid, brother. You take him. Come on, Albert.
Canadian Tire has always carried the best names in hockey. But even after 75 years, we like to think it's just the beginning. How far you go still depends on you.
I sure wish we had a guy like Albert. Yeah.
Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da.
It's the annual football tradition, and next Sunday it is back. The blockbuster 15th annual All-Madden team next Sunday at 3 Eastern, 2 Central, 4 Pacific. Check your local listings for the start time in your area. Da, da, da.
And we'll have some of these guys on it, I'll guarantee you, and some of these guys on it too. I mean, Brent Jones, a real warrior, probably playing the last professional game of his life. Didn't want it to end this way with an injury and a loss in a championship game. But what a year for the Green Bay Packers. You know, when you are the defending champions from preseason all the way through the regular season to postseason, everyone plays you tougher than they play anyone else. Everyone plays you like it's their Super Bowl.
Everybody
and to get through that, the way they have is amazing.
Longwell's kick is going to be handled by Levy at the 5. 3 minutes to go, and here comes Levy. Chuck Levy. He's going to take it all the way. Did he step out of bounds? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, Pat. Chuck Levy's the fastest guy in the 49er team, and once he got to about midfield, you could see that no one was going to catch him.
95 yards. The first kick return for a touchdown in championship game history. AFL, NFL, AFC, NFC.
And maybe the Green Bay Packers started to celebrate too soon, because I don't think that they laid a hand on Chuck Levy.
Think so.
No one, I mean, obviously they didn't tackle him because he ran for a touchdown, but I don't know that anyone touched him all the way.
Longwell cut the official down pretty effectively.
Well, kickers have been known to cut officials down and miss ball carriers.
Yes, they have.
As they do it.
Yes, they have. Here it comes.
Ryan Longwell right there. I mean, he missed Levy by 5 yards. The only thing he could hit was an official. But now we have some excitement here at the end because the 49ers still need a couple of scores, but at least we're going to get a onside kick in the slot.
Sure. And who knows what's going to happen to the ball in this kind of field, in this kind of condition.
Well, you see, that last touchdown was big. You know, the 49ers, they went for it on 4th down. Had they not, and Green Bay not gotten that score, and then the Packers, you know, then they probably wouldn't have kicked off to them. But, you know, if they could have got a score, they were within 2 scores. But then when the Packers scored, then it was 3 scores. So now that makes it 2 scores still. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But there's 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go, and the 49ers have to get 2 scores. So obviously we're going to get an onside kick here.
Special teams coach.
Yeah, George Stewart, the
George
special
Stewart.
teams coach, is there. He'll get as excited as some of his players sometimes. He's been known to run out there and do a headbutt. But I don't know how. I mean, you've done this before. You know, kicked an onside kick on a real wet and muddy field. Is that good for the onside kick? Or?
Yeah.
You can do things with the ball,
and makes the ball more difficult to handle. I don't know how it does with a bare foot, but I never tried that.
I mean, not only is it bare, but it's a muddy. I mean, you're kicking with kicking a dry ball with a muddy foot. That ought to put some action on it.
The action is there. The Packers down at Jeff Thomason, a member of the Hands team, gets Mike Holmgren.
He can't even get too excited. I mean, that was a weak applause for a guy that is winning his 2nd championship in 2 years and going to his 2nd Super Bowl in 2 years. That ball went right to Thomason. But Mike Holmgren is a guy that, you know, that deserves it. I mean, everyone works hard and everyone, you know, puts in everything, but Mike Holmgren, everyone likes him. I mean, the players like him, the fans like him.
You know what amazes me? He has such a great sense of humor.
Yeah, well, you know, some guy all the way from Wisconsin brought out a bunch of Harley-Davidson motorcycles just so he could ride them yesterday, and it rained, so he didn't even ride them. But who would bring out motorcycles all the way from Wisconsin so you could have a Saturday ride for an hour or two?
Packer fan, a true cheesehead. Right now for highlights from today's AFC Championship, let's go down to James Brown for a McDonald's game break.
Pat, John Elway will be taking a serious weapon with him to the Super Bowl in a person of Terrell Davis. 139 yards rushing today. The first man to run for over 100 yards against the top-ranked rushing defense. The Broncos are headed to the Super Bowl. Back to Pat and John.
The Broncos won earlier today. It looks like the Packers have this one in hand later today.
This was the last time they played. It was in 1996 at Green Bay.
41-6.
41-6. Of course, this is a different year, a different team, and congratulations to the Denver Broncos and, you know, John Elway. There's a lot of people rooting for John Elway to